Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video. So on today's video I have my CLK here. It's been parked up for a while now. The reason being, this is a 2002 by the way, and it's a 2.3 petrol automatic. The reason I left it is because it's been leaking a little bit of oil from what it appears to be the timing chain cover here. So this cover that it sits in the front of the engine, and just somewhere just behind this the timing chain tensioner, it's been leaking a bit of oil from that area. Now I don't think that's a high pressure area, like say the cylinder head or whatever, but it's leaking oil from there. And I'm gonna give this a go, this thing called the Permatex. So it is for low pressure leaks, and I'm assuming that the timing chain cover there is a low pressure leak. So I will give this a go. Now the instructions say get the engine warm and then spray these at least 3 coats in the area where it's leaking. So first you have to run the engine, and then obviously it's going to start leaking. Switch the engine off once it's nice and warm, and clean it with some brake cleaner. Make sure it's nice and clean, and then apply this. Each coat takes about a minute, so put a coat, wait a minute, then another coat, then wait another minute or so to dry, and then put another coat, and then wait at least 1 hour before you use the car. But I'm gonna see how this works. I've been waiting for it for months really, here in the UK, because I've ordered it from the US and it was not coming, not arriving. Then it got cancelled, then it wasn't available, and that was back in December. So now we're in March. So I'm guessing that since it's hard to get hold of, then it should work, or at least maybe it does work. I hope so, because I don't actually know how involved this job is. I am a little bit scared to tackle it. I mean, as far as removing the rocker cover and then this cover here, everything is fine. I can do that. But the bottom cover then has a lot more to it than just, you have to remove the water pump to get to the bolts, and then I think maybe the crankshaft pulley, and it's just I'm not 100% sure. So and also it appears that half of these, if we look down here, the cylinder head appears to come all the way up to here, and then it goes, and then it's sitting on this chain cover. So I'm not sure if you remove this cover, is this part of the cylinder head actually compressed onto the cover or not. So would you have to remove the cylinder head to do that leak? I just don't know. So since it's not a heavy leak at the moment, I'm gonna try that and see how it goes, and hopefully it will help some of you if you have a similar thing. So let's get this. I'm gonna get the car running now and get it warm before we start the application. And obviously it goes without saying, but I had to remove the alternator, as well as some of the pulleys that are here. So the whole thing comes out fairly easily. I left the bolts there as well, just to know where the bolts go and whatnot in there as well. But that whole section comes out in one piece, and then is it the supercharger or this that's sitting on top of here? It also comes out fairly easily, but yes, the alternator needs to come out, and for that purpose you would want to obviously disconnect the battery. And the other thing is the when you start the engine, now I'm gonna warm it up, is going to kill the battery obviously if you have any lights or any radios or anything running, because there's no alternator, and you're also gonna have warning lamps coming in the car, so just be aware of that. You'll have to delete them with a code reader. Okay, I've had the car running for a while, just to get it warm. You can just about see where the oil it's coming from. Is that groove? You can see where it's wet, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wash it with this. So obviously the oil runs all the way down. Again, you can see the color there. If I wash that down there and it dries, it's no longer that sort of oily color. So what I want to do is clean the area now and apply the product to all that groove there. And then see how it goes, see if it stops the leak. Okay, so I've applied the first coat. You can just about see it sort of bubbling there, and I'm gonna leave it for about a minute, that's what it says, and then apply a second coat, another minute, and then a third coat, and then we'll see how we get on. Okay, so I've given the third coat, and I'm gonna let it dry and see how the stuff works. This stuff here is now getting a bit late, and so you're meant to wait about an hour after the 3 coats to let it set properly. So now it's getting a bit late here, the birds are singing, and I'm gonna let this dry until tomorrow. There's no urgency, I just want to see how it works once it's properly dry, and hopefully it does the job it says it does, because this job appears to be a little bit difficult, or just very much time consuming. If you had to remove that chain cover, which seems to be attached also to the sump, and part of the cylinder head is on it, I just don't know. I don't know how long it would take, but having said that, it might not be the case. It might be that it's very easy, so it requires to study and see if somebody has actually done that or not. But anyway, for now we'll see what happens tomorrow. All right, it's been a couple of days. I'm gonna start the car, let it run for a bit, and see if that's still leaking. So car is running now, just a waiting game to see if the oil starts dripping. Coming out. Well, I'll let it warm up for a little while and then see how we go. Right, I left the car running here for a while, and I'll be honest, it's not leaking. The leak has stopped, so that stuff is actually doing what it says in the tin. It's really good news. just see the shiny area here. That's where the glue is. But there's no oil. So I must admit I'm quite delighted with that. Because that's saving me the hell of a lot of a job. I can hear that one of these wheels sounds a little bit noisy, but not really bother with that right now, because those I can change later. So with this now fixed, I can refit my alternator and all the bits, that the supercharger and whatnot. So guys, as far as this video goes, for that Permatex, is it Permatex stuff for leaks, it's really it really actually works on low pressure leaks. I wasn't too sure if that was a low pressure leak, but I think it must be, because it's just a chain cover, and the leak was just from the chain cover and the engine block, and possibly just right up at the corner where the cylinder head is, which is the problem I'm having to decide if in the future I will dismantle the whole thing. Does the head need to come out? Because if it does, then obviously you have to remove the exhaust, the intake manifold and everything else. It might not be that terrible in this car, to be fair. There's plenty of room, but it's just it is quite a long, involved job, and I've got not very good knowledge about the camshafts up here, which are variable and whatnot, so it will require quite a bit of study as well. So anyway, having said that, I can get this car back on the road now, and I hope the video helps. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any questions, then just obviously pop them in the video below, and I will try to respond. So hope the video helps, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.